Welcome back to Reboot with Reygan. This is training the response, where we're learning how to recognize what's happening inside of us, regulate our responses, understand our patterns, and develop the ability to respond differently. In the last episode, we talked about something very important. Your trigger has a body signal. We practiced simply noticing what your body was doing without judging it or immediately trying to change it. Today, we're going to build on that. Because once you recognize that something is happening inside you, the next question becomes, what do I do with it? And one of the most powerful things you can learn is how to pause before automatically responding. Why the pause matters. Think about what happens when you're suddenly triggered. Something happens, you experience it, your body reacts, your thoughts start moving, and then you respond. Sometimes that entire sequence happens incredibly quickly. You may not experience any space between the trigger and your reaction. It feels like something happened and I reacted. But what if we could create even a small amount of space between those two things? Not an hour, not 10 minutes. Sometimes even a few seconds can change what becomes possible next. The purpose of the pause isn't to tell yourself that you shouldn't feel the way you're feeling. It's not, I'm not supposed to be angry. I shouldn't be anxious. I need to calm down. The pause is simply something is happening inside me, and I'm going to give myself a moment before I decide what happens next. The difference between pausing and suppressing. I want to make an important distinction here. Pausing doesn't mean suppressing. Suppression says, I can't feel this. A pause says, I can feel this without immediately acting from it. That's very different. You can be angry and pause. You can be hurt and pause. You can be afraid and pause. You can feel rejected and pause. You can feel urged to defend yourself and pause. The emotion doesn't have to disappear before you make a decision. You're simply giving yourself an opportunity to experience the emotion without automatically allowing it to dictate your behavior. Your body can help you create the pause. This is where the body check-in from episode 1 becomes useful. You notice my chest just tightened. My jaw is clenched. My breathing changed. That becomes your signal. And instead of immediately following the impulse, you can practice stop, orient, breathe, notice, and choose. You're creating a little space, and that space is where intentional responding becomes possible. Orienting to the present. When you're activated, your attention can become very narrow. You may become completely absorbed in what just happened, what might happen next, or what you think the situation means. So one simple thing you can practice is orienting to your present environment. Look around. Notice where you are. Notice the room. Notice the surface supporting your body. Notice something you can see. Notice something you can hear. You're reminding yourself, I am here. This is happening now. And then you can decide what you want to do next. And I'll leave you with one tiny exercise, the 90-second pause. I want you to practice it once while you're calm. Don't wait for a major trigger. We're training the sequence before we need it. So step 1 is to stop. Pause what you're doing. Put your feet on the floor if that's comfortable. Step 2, orient. Look around your environment. Notice 3 things you can see and notice 1 thing you can hear. Step 3, breathe. Take a slow, comfortable breath. Don't force it. Allow your exhale to be a little longer if that feels comfortable. Step 4, notice. Ask yourself, what am I experiencing right now? Notice your body, notice your emotions, notice your thoughts. And step 5, choose. Say to yourself, I don't have to respond immediately. Then ask yourself, what do I want to do next? That's your entire practice. Why we practice before the trigger. You're not trying to prove that you can remain calm under every circumstance. You're building familiarity. You're teaching yourself what it feels like to pause. Because eventually, when your body gives you that signal we talked about in episode 1, you may recognize this is my cue to pause. And that's what we're building. Signal, pause, choice. In closing, your practice today is simple. At least one intentional 90-second pause. Practice it while you're calm. Then, if you notice yourself becoming activated during the day, see if you can remember even one part of the sequence. You don't have to do it perfectly. You're practicing. For the written exercise and additional resources for this series, check the description box below. In the next episode, we're going to take another step deeper and explore fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. because once you understand your body's signals, it becomes useful to understand what your body tends to do automatically when it perceives a threat. I'm Reygan. This is Reboot with Reygan. Don't just understand the pattern, train the response. Namaste, namasko.